Coming up, overseas Tzu Chi volunteers converge in Hualien, Taiwan to report on their compassionate deeds over the past year. We meet Taichung's Zhuang Pinxuan, who fought a battle against a mysterious illness and won. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee. Thank you for joining us. The 2015 Tzu Chi International Meeting that took place in Taiwan this year saw the participation of over 21 different countries. Volunteers reported on how they have carried out Master Cheng Yen's teachings in their respective regions, whether it is on the recycling front, free clinics for refugees, or even crossing borders to help in Ebola-affected areas. Next, we hear from Tzu Chi volunteers from Hong Kong, Thailand, and the United States.
Thank you. We honor, thank you.
In 2014, much of West Africa was plagued by an outbreak of the Ebola virus. Working with the Healy International Relief Foundation of the United States, Tzu Chi provided humanitarian aid in the form of instant rice, folding beds, and more to residents of Sierra Leone.
The smiles on their faces after eating our meals are so full of joy. They treat the bowls like a treasure. Their smiles say it all.
Among the U.S. Tzu Chi volunteers sharing their stories is Ying Shi Bai, who brought a handwritten letter by Mr. Samimi, a care recipient in Boston, Massachusetts.
I'm not a Buddhist, but I can still follow your teachings. We now believe wholeheartedly in Tzu Chi. If everyone believed in your teachings in their heart, then this world would be a perfect place.
Tzu Chi's selfless love in the United States has also won the recognition of the American Red Cross.
The U.S. Red Cross has agreed to translate our English and Spanish promotional leaflets into Chinese. They have also agreed to place Tzu Chi's logo alongside their Red Cross logo.
Building bridges with love and wisdom, Tzu Chi volunteers help those suffering all over the world and ease the worries in their hearts.
When I pray to him, I say, Jesus, why us?
The Thai government didn't agree to the UNHCR's 1951 Refugee Convention, so refugees in Thailand do not have any rights in the country.
With the help of Tzu Chi's Malaysia and U.S. chapters, volunteers in Thailand were finally able to hold a free clinic in Bangkok for refugees who have exploded in numbers in recent years.
As
it turns out, the clinic at the Bangkok Refugee Center has been unable to take care of the refugees' medical needs. The U.S. ambassador and the executives of UNHCR first thought of Tzu Chi to help.
We hope to carry out a large-scale free clinic each month. We will try our best to follow in the Master's footsteps and work towards establishing our own medical center.
For the past 10 years, Tzu Chi Chiang Mai School has been upholding Tzu Chi's education mission. Those 4th grade and up participate in home visitations as part of the school's curriculum.
Our students
learn at a young age about caring for those outside of their family. They learn how to care for strangers.
Not only sharing their stories of love and care, volunteers also learn from one another on how to be better disciples of Master Cheng Yen, so that they may further spread their love to more people in need. Also reporting on their good deeds of the past year are Tzu Chi volunteers from Hong Kong, who have long seen the need to provide free clinics despite the country's affluence.
Hong Kong is an economically well-off city and boasts highly comprehensive medical facilities. However, if residents want to visit private clinics or hospitals, the fees are very high. If they go to the government-run hospitals, it can take them up to 3 years to be seen.
According to statistics, 30% of Hong Kong residents suffer from emotional problems. Thus, volunteers also promote environmental conservation as a way of emotional rehabilitation. Their campaign has also received the support of the government, which has provided a space in Choi Ying Estate to serve as a recycling station.
这是我们的台币4万块。
This is about 1 square foot in size, which is about 40,000 NT dollars. 1,000 square feet then equals 40 million NT dollars. We're given free rent and free water and electricity as well. Seeing our brothers and sisters cultivating fields of blessing inside the recycling station is really moving.
Though Tzu Chi has been in Hong Kong for more than 20 years, Tzu Chi's 4 missions continue to need constant cultivation.
香港呢，不是穷苦，香港是心灵苦哈。听来呢，这也是很辛苦啊。所以呢，心要有心要语哈。所以看到了各位很努力啦，但愿大家要坚定信心哈。熏法香一定要精进哈，期待啦。 有朝一日呢，香港成净土。
Doing their part to help establish a pure land on earth, Tzu Chi volunteers in Hong Kong and those across the globe are using their sincerity and love to inspire harmony in society. In 1989, Tzu Chi established its first overseas branch in California of the United States, which later became the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters in 2001. At the time of its initial founding, Master Zhen gave the U.S. volunteers 8 words: to be self-sufficient and utilize local resources. For the last 26 years, volunteers in the United States have continued to uphold Master Zhen's expectations while crossing all religious and ethnic divides. In our next report, we take a look at how Tzu Chi's seed of compassion have taken root and flourished over the last quarter of a century.
In 1989, Tzu Chi established its first overseas branch in Los Angeles, California.
When I gradually got to know more about Tzu Chi, I made a vow that I want to take Tzu Chi's spirit and ideals to the United States. At the time, Master Zhen Yan gave me 8 words: to be self-reliant and use local resources.
26 years ago, Tzu Chi volunteers in the United States started off with a mission of charity. From initially organizing tea gatherings in local communities, today, Tzu Chi can often be seen assisting at the forefront of disaster relief. Although the United States boasts adequate medical resources, there are still many who do not have access to basic health care. In 1993, Tzu Chi's medical mission took off in the country. Character education is an integral part of Tzu Chi's educational mission. Tzu Chi's education system aims to instill wholesome values in children while also fostering upright character. To better serve different ethnic groups, the Tzu Chi US headquarters also established a team of translation volunteers who helped to spread the core values of Tzu Chi through publications, television, and radio. For over a quarter of a century, Tzu Chi's missions and love have taken root and flourished in the United States. Through its commitment and dedication, the Tzu Chi U.S. headquarters has helped spread Taiwan's love and kindness to people regardless of nationality, race, or religion.
At the 2015 Tzu Chi International Meeting in Hualien, Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers from Tainan shouldered the task of overseeing the kitchen duties, making sure each participant was well fed. Here's more on that story.
For the international meeting being held in Hualien, Taiwan, volunteers prepare a variety of fruits, desserts, and coffee for their overseas counterparts to enjoy during break times. These aloe vera were planted by the Jinsabo Dharma masters themselves, as it can be tricky to extract juice from the aloe vera. Volunteers take extra precautions during the preparations.
First, I have to cut off the thorns before rinsing and drying it. Yes, aloe vera gel is very slippery, and we try to avoid touching it to our clothes, as it can be difficult to wash off.
After washing the tomatoes, volunteers carefully dry them with a special cloth. To ensure that everything, down to the smallest detail, is well organized, volunteers arrange the sliced fruits attentively. It seems like the cart has broken wheels.
Master Zhen always reminds us to possess and to practice Tzu Chi's humanitarianism whenever possible, and that includes softening our voice and tone while speaking.
In order to reduce any unnecessary noise during the seminar, volunteers use hand gestures to communicate whenever possible.
We communicate with each other with gestures, using a circle or cross to denote okay and not okay. We try to reduce any unnecessary noise during the seminar.
Working hand in hand as a team, the volunteers from Tainan are responsible for serving drinks and snacks. Despite recently undergoing a spinal cord surgery, Du Qiuxia was still present to help.
As a volunteer, I wake up at 4 in the morning and finish my day after the dinner is served. That is fine. I can get some rest at night.
During the international meeting, overseas volunteers will remember that there is a group of hardworking local volunteers who are making it all possible.
Volunteers from Tainan are joined by staff members of Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital who also put an effort to cook meals for the gathering in Hualien, and the hospital staff hope the experience can help them better meet their responsibilities in the workplace.
Frying sweet potato rolls is one of the easier tasks for these volunteers. The simple act of washing broccoli takes mindfulness. From carefully washing the broccoli, the volunteers come to understand the work that goes into cooking a meal.
Men should not stay away from the kitchen. Men should be familiar with food preparation, so we can provide others with related health information.
In preparing Ai jelly, one of the volunteers came to realize that, like spiritual cultivation, it takes patience and attention.
I can't extract the gelatin if I use too little or too much strength. I have to rub it evenly and slowly for a certain period of time. Similar to cultivation, food preparation takes time and experience.
During the 5-day event, Dharma masters needed to serve food to nearly 500 people. 21 staff members from Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital took a 4-hour train ride to come help.
We get this tired after just helping out for a day. They do this 365 days a year. We should learn from their spirit and way of protecting the environment. We can apply this experience to our medical practice.
We can't have the Dharma masters worry about us since we are here to help, so we came prepared with these aprons. This is our 2nd year here.
For 2 years now, the medical staff from Taichung have been here in Hualien to help with food preparation. While the challenges are different, what remains the same is the commitment of serving others to the best of their abilities. In addition to Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital's medical staff, volunteers from Tainan and Taichung also flocked to Hualien to help.
I feel I am blessed. The Master taught us we don't have a claim on our life, only the right to use it.
While Zhuang works quickly and agilely in the kitchen, she's actually a rheumatoid arthritis patient and was once bedridden for 2 years.
I am happy when I can walk, so if people tell me about any upcoming event, I seize the chance to participate.
She uses the breaks to rush to the hospital for treatment.
If I did not get injections, my joints would be very painful.
Another volunteer from Taichung, Chen Hongzhang, is a chef and once owned a restaurant. He came with his wife to use their cooking skills to help prepare food for their overseas counterparts.
I've been a chef for more than 30 years. I started cooking vegetarian food 6 years ago. Due to karmic connections, we switched to making vegetarian food.
There are 4 dishes and a meal. He thought of all the dishes to be served over the 7 days and designed the recipes.
The kitchen volunteers came with the resolve to make their overseas counterparts feel at home. In addition to their hard work, their good intention will be sure to warm the hearts of the overseas volunteers.
Taiwan's offshore islands of Jinmen and Matsu have long been troubled by marine debris from China, and dealing with the trash is costing both counties a fortune. Instead of sending the waste on a long boat ride to Taiwan to be incinerated, both counties are now thinking about shipping the waste to China, which means 80% in savings and drastically cuts down on shipping time. Here's more.
I'm at the landfill in Jinmen. Behind me is polystyrene the size of a hill. The local Environment Protection Bureau says this was collected in mere 2 weeks.
Discarded polystyrene buoys from Chinese fisheries are carried to Jinmen by the currents.
The large polystyrene buoys are shrunk down by a thermal densifier so they can be easily transported.
However, processed polystyrene cannot be reused again due to contamination and thus had to be sent to incinerators in Taiwan. Every day, large amounts of marine debris washes ashore in Jinmen.
The processed waste is not fit to be buried, not to mention our landfill is already full.
Marine debris and regular waste are first compressed into cubes.
Every cube weighs about a ton, and we produce about 26 to 28 cubes a day.
And every day, nearly 30 tons of waste are shipped off to the Gangshan incinerator in Kaohsiung.
A shipment from Jinmen to Kaohsiung takes 8 hours. The shipment cost per ton is about $90, and the city of Kaohsiung charges us a processing fee of $33 per ton. Thus, to deal with 1 ton of waste will cost us about $123.
However, the Kaohsiung government is planning on increasing the processing fee, which means Jinmen County will have to spend about $4,500 per day to deal with its trash.
A boat from Jinmen can arrive in China's Xiamen in about 30 minutes. Compared to the 8-hour trip to Kaohsiung, we can greatly save on shipping costs and processing fee.
Having the trash incinerated in Xiamen means 80% in savings, which lightens the financial burden of the county. Residents of the Matsu Islands also wish to return their marine debris back to its owner. Every year, the archipelago produces 1,700 tons of garbage and receives 800 tons in marine debris.
We don't collect any tax for processing marine debris, so it is a heavy burden on our finances.
The wood and bamboo items from the sea can quickly pile up in a month. Thus, the local waste management grinds them down and mixes the pulp with household kitchen waste to make organic compost that is free to local residents. However, as most of the debris is inorganic, it must be sent back to Taiwan to be incinerated.
By having the trash incinerated in Taiwan is very costly. We estimate it costs us about nearly $1 million per year.
As the source of the marine debris lies in China, governments on both sides are intent on resolving the problem, but nothing formal has been drafted.
We have been inviting college students from China to come visit and help us pick up the marine debris so they know about the problem. When they go back, they can help spread the word.
Ultimately, the true solution lies in waste reduction. A study shows that if humans can reduce their use of plastic goods by half, then the volume of marine debris will also be reduced by half.
20-year-old Zhuang Pinxuan from Taichung, Taiwan, fell ill to a mysterious illness 4 years ago that left her paralyzed. Her will and perseverance, however, helped her win the battle against the illness, and she was finally able to walk again following a long and painful series of treatment. To show others that they too can persevere through even the toughest situations, Pinxuan tells of her journey in a book soon to be published.
视障女现在看到她。
When you look at her now, she is playing the piano perfectly. But when she is not playing, her hands actually tremble.
4 years ago, a mysterious illness left Zhuang Pinxuan paralyzed and in a critical condition.
其实我自己回去看的时候也从
When I look back, I see that I have gone from strength to strength. I was really courageous back then.
At one point, Pinxuan's condition had deteriorated so much that she was unable to move from the neck down. However, these setbacks did not stop her from pursuing her passion for writing. Even while lying in the hospital, she continued to type through eye induction. Her perseverance and positive attitude helped her win the battle against her disease. She gradually restored mobility in her arms and legs and was able to eat on her own without the assistance of her mother. Prior to full recovery, Pinxuan often performed at a hospital as a way to encourage patients to bravely fight against their illness. After 3 years, Pinxuan returned to Taichung Girls Senior High School to continue her studies.
I hope her story may serve as an example and influence more people.
可能有些人伤害我，
Some people may have hurt me, some have helped me, but what they have all given me is motivation.
Every Wednesday after school, Pinxuan undergoes a series of rehabilitation. Although painful, the road to recovery is not far away.
一个这么
Despite the seriousness of her condition, she still manages to face her illness with a smile. I am truly touched.
The countless love and blessings the family has received is what motivates them to continue to look forward.
她是某些人心中
For some people, she is their guardian angel. But the reality is that God sent many of his angels to watch over her.
I look forward to what the future holds. I'm not afraid of what's to come.
As the Da甲妈makes her annual pilgrimage around Taiwan, local Tzu Chi volunteers also mobilized to keep each leg of the tour clean. Among the stops was Yunlin's Xiluo, which volunteers quickly headed out to clean up the street, some even before they headed into work for the day. We will leave you with these images at the end of the show. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.